Hey guys, as you can see with this big bunch of mess, we're back again. Same venue for Myden Lake Fen and Fisheries, and it's feeling good. In fact, it's feeling much better than it was last week. A little bit warmer, but just in general, all round better vibes. So I won't keep chatting too long, because I've probably got about an hour and a half before dark, but it's looking good. Give you a quick scan of the place. The wind's just dropped off. We've had some savage gale force winds the last few days. Hopefully the calm after the storm will produce a few chunks. But I'm going to tackle this mess, guys, and we'll have a catch up when I got the rod settled. See you in a bit. Well guys, as you can see, the light's slipping away from me now. Got about 10 minutes before it's pitch black. Got the spom, last thing out. Baited a little spot in the corner there for tomorrow, and baited a long spot across the far margin for tomorrow, also for the daytime bites. For the evening now, got both the traps set behind me, and I'm going to deliver a spom out there and get some goodness out there. Morning guys. Well, finally we've had a break in the weather. Last night kicked up a right storm, gale force winds, severe torrential rain all night. It was relentless, it didn't stop, but the fishing was good. So I pinched 3 bites last night. Well, I say last night, I had one at 2, one at 4:30, and this is the one I'm about to show you now, and then one about an hour ago. So loving it. Bit of an angry storm kicked up a bit of feeding action. Oh, it's quite warm considering. Usually when you get storms and rain and wind, it's cold in the wind, but the temperature's like going to be 13 degrees today. I think we're on the 1st of March. So still in winter, and I've got a right couple of cracking winter carp to show you. This one first, an old common at £19. Just tensing, I'm just gonna calm down, mate. Let it go. Let it go. But there you go, look. Beautiful old torpedo looking male £19 winter common. Absolutely buzzing to get off the mark with this, I was. Proper cracker. Every common's a winner in this lake. You just don't know how old they are. Some fish just don't grow as big as others. And same as people. Some don't grow as tall as others. We're all different, the same as in carp. But what you can guarantee in this lake is age and character on an old common like this. And he's seen it all. And he's been caught plenty of times. and he's a clever old common. Let me just get him right there. You go. What a beautiful winter carp, eh? Great way to get off the mark for this session. Same spot. Actually, all three bites came on the same rod, and boy did I get soaked getting all 3 bites. It was savage playing it in a storm, but it was all worth it, eh? Gonna roll him through with some good confidence now. Couple of weeks, couple of bites, I'm off the mark. Right, I want to get the next one out, and I'll see you in a minute. Here's the next little beauty. Another cold water carp. Nice looking fish, this one. Nice mirror this time. Just under the 21 pound mark, this one. Bit lively, this one. Been flipping about a bit. See if she'll let me get her up. See if she'll let me get her up. Nope, still a bit lively. Just don't like my warm hands. Well, they were warm before I started handling her. Keeping her secure on the mat. Plenty of water on her. Plenty of padding around her. Let's see if she'll let me get her up. There we go. There you go. Just under 21 pound of winter carp. Off the mark again. Managed 3 bites last night. Feeling hopeful. Still got a night left. Still got all day today. Fingers crossed for another bite or 2. Hopefully we'll tap into one of the big 30s that we're here for. But there's only 4 or 5 30s in here, so we'll do well to get one of them on the bank. But I'm quite happy catching these 20s all day long. Great fun, great fight, good confidence rolling through. So hopefully it will continue throughout the year. I'm going to slip her back because my hands are cold, and we'll have a catch up in a bit. Well, would you look at that, guys? Can't believe I've never done this before. Just put 4 bits of bacon in the old Ridge Monkey, pull them apart, crisp them off a bit, and then when they're nicely crisped up, just add a little bit of butter to it, crack 2 eggs over the top, shut it, and it almost poaches the eggs beautifully. And you've got a perfect little square to slip into the old butty. Loving life. Right guys, you're in for a bit of a treat. I'm going to run you through my best sig rig presentation. The right hand rod ain't done nothing in the margin there, so I'm going to put it out on a zig, and I've gone for a 6-foot zig in 9 foot of water. So 2/3 of the way up. That's where I always start on sort of these conditions this time of year. And this is my best sig rig presentation. It's caught me countless of big fish, big 30s and even a UK 40. So here it is. Get it up. I use the blackest hook I can find, so the hook is jet black. I've got a little bit of shrink tubing on there, and that is strictly just to bind the knot and stop it stretching it in battle. And that's all that's there for. It's not there for any hook presentation. And there you go. And I run this down onto double strength 8-pound line. There's no 50s on it in here or no snags, so the 8-pound is plenty strong enough. And look at at that hook. Just sits like a little beak. And now here's the good bit. So the new, well I say new, but the Nash tadpoles, the ones without the hook in, the hookless ones. So they're the ones I use on this presentation. And that is because you get more use out of it. So when you do a zig hook, you can just change over to another zig hook and still keep the same piece of foam sort of thing. And what I do now, as you can see the feathers there, look, they will all fold round the hook. And it is a bit of a tricky knot to tie, it's a whipping knot. And I will add, if you're going to do a whipping knot with thin sig mono, then really whip the crank hard. I mean I must whip this probably maybe up to 20 times, 25 times, up and down the shank, up and down the shank, and that will stop it stretching and in battle of a big fish. And by the time, it is quite fiddly, but when you get it right, it sits something like this in the water. So you can see the feathers of the tadpole just fall over the hook, and the hook is jet black, and it just wafts like that and just sits like a claw. And I like a big piece of black foam. I know a lot of people go for small bits of black foam, but if I just hold that there, I much prefer a larger piece, and it's definitely a bigger thing to grab at. I used to fish smaller bits, and then my catch rate started to drop going from bigger bits. I thought fishing for cuter fish, make everything smaller, and my catch rate dropped a little bit on zigs. I went back up to big bits of black foam and I started nailing them again. And this rig has caught me a 40 and countless 30s on tricky day ticket waters, and there is no better presentation with 8-pound double strength Drenham and that hook presentation there. And that as strong as you like, because I've whipped up and down that shank at least 25 times with a little bit of tubing on there just to stop the knot slipping, and Bob's your uncle. There you have it. But I'm going to whip this little baby out there now because I feel like it's time for Get a Bite, and I'll catch up in a bit. Well, that little zig rig I put out there has paid off already. It's been about an hour since I spoke to you last, and I've got this beautiful looking old linear carp. Proper old warrior, this one. Stunning fish, proper torpedo. Put up a good account for itself as well. This one's just a shade under 18 pound. These fish are really long. They will be a lot bigger when they start to put their weight back on. There she is, look. Got the length of a mid-20, but yeah, pretty underweight at the minute. But there you go, look, a smidgen under 18. Just proof that the old zigs work throughout the year. Proper made up with this, first day bite as well. So ringing in the changes really pays off this time of year. The margin rod and the deep water rod have done nothing today. Made a quick change and got rewarded with this little beauty. She's beautiful on this side as well. Hopefully there's another bite in now. I'm confident on that zig rod now. It's back in the same spot. The scales on that, absolute beauty. Proper long torpedo looking carp, proper old one this one. Whittled down fins and that. Bit of a parrot mouth and that. I'm going to take care of this mouth now. It's got a little bit of damage there, not from me but from previous captures. What a beaut. Right, I'm going to slip her back and on to the next one. Finally, persistence pays off with the far margin rod. This fishing session here, just over the 23 pound mark. And this one fell to the far margin where I baited up with about 30 or 40 enzyme chops. Absolutely buzzing with this one. Obviously one of the newer stocked one in the last sort of 10 years or so. Totally different shape to the others. A lot more stockier. But buzzing. Nice little brace of 20s already. I think I've had 5 or 6 now. I think 6 possibly, and we've still got tonight to go. Can you believe it? The sun's just come out this evening. There she is, look. Nice. Nice little tidy winter chunk. Wow, this session's really kicking off now. Just goes to show if you persevere this time of year, there's bites to be had if you're fishing the right place at the right time. Just maximise the time on the bank, keep the bait going in, and hopefully you should get a few chunks like this on the bank. Nothing else happened on the zig, so I changed it back to the bottom bait now. So I'm all set ready for tonight. So I thought I'd get her out and have a look now. I'm going to drop a bit more bait in about half an hour. I've just been round where I've had this fish from, put another 30 or 40 chops around it. Things are looking good. Hopefully we'll get one of the real big girls that we're after. But still buzzing all the same. Good to be here, good to be back on the bank and just loving life. I won't bother showing the other side because it's pretty much the same, scaleless. Loving it. Right, I'm going to snap a few pics and slip her back, and you'll join me in the bivvy a bit later on this evening. See you soon. Hi guys, it's getting to that time of night now. Pushing into serious bite time over the next few hours. It'll be dark in about 15-20 minutes, pitch black. And it's nearly time to get some bait in. If you can hear a bit of sizzling in the background, that's just a bit of dinner I've got cooking. I've had a right stinker. I forgot my fajita kit, so I'm just basically left with dry chicken and vegetables. What a nightmare. But I can't complain because the fishing's excellent. So, a little tip here for you guys. I mentioned about I'm waiting to put bait out. This lake's got a lot of nuisance fishing and I'm fishing a lot of bits and pieces. So I wait till it's dark to put the bait in. Or near on dark. I start just before it's proper dark so I can gauge my spots, and I spom out into darkness. It leaves a fresh scent trail running through the lake and lots of bits and pieces running through the water column. Also, rudd, which are the nuisance fish in here. If it was roach I wouldn't be so fussed, but because it's rudd they're really greedy and they take things on the drop. They hunt by sight, which hence is why I spot out in dark. So there you go, add that to your own fishing guys. If you've got a lake with lots of nuisance fish, especially in the summer months, once that water heats up, spot out at dark, if you're able to, that is. But yeah, other than that, the lake's looking good. I've got all my bait mixed up, ready to go. I've been soaking the pellets in it for about 4 hours now, so they're nice and washed out, and things are looking good. This is the last session of the winter series. I fished 5 beautiful places, and I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed making it. I've had some epic chunks along the way, especially with that, so I'm just stirring the old vegetables here, including that 50-pounder from France, an absolute tank of a fish, which is actually my second biggest carp ever. So over the moon with that. Hopefully this year I'll get my biggest carp ever. I need a 60-pounder to get my record, more or less. I've had a 58.5, so be near on a 60-pounder. It's going to take some beating, isn't it? But look, you can see it's coming over moody. We're forecast for more rain. Gale force winds tonight up to 60 mile an hour. Should really kick things up. I can't wait to get in bed and kick back and chill out on a full belly and wait for the bites to come. It is a nighttime water, especially this time of year. All the bites have been coming in the evenings, so it's nice to get them 2 bites today, one on the zig, one in the far margin, and actually see and play the fish in daylight. But yeah, so this will be the last winter series episode in the winter series, and this is my last night, and we'll be moving into spring and I'll be off to somewhere else. So stay tuned guys and keep following. because you never know where we're going to go next. Who knows where we'll pop up. If there's big carp, we could be there. Right, I'm going to kick back, get some munch, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Good morning all. You join me on a very blistery and very cold wintry morning. But last night's fishing, let's talk about that. Absolutely epic. That's all I'm going to say to that. This is probably my best session I've ever had on this lake. Last night I had another 4 fish and I'd already had 5 bites before dark last night, so nine runs in what will be about a 40-hour session. And in February and early March, that's insane. I will add, I've not been using maggots either, guys. They're literally going bonkers for the ensign, and the ensign's a fish meal. I didn't think it'd kick into action this early in the year, but they've gone mental. Every fish I've had has been on a big bag of crushed boilie ensign with two boilies crushed up in each bag. 9 bites. Absolutely loving it. I had 2 bites last week. Last week I brought a pint of casters with me to add into the mix. This week I left them at home. Well, not even at home, I left them at the tackle shop. Didn't even get them. I thought that could only maybe slow the action down. So I just kept it basically hemp, boilie, corn. Real simple. I did add some Total Chaos in this week though, whether that's made a difference or not. But yeah. Definitely added a little texture to the colour and a little bit more oil, natural oil into the peg, and they went mental last night. Well, I say mental, 4 runs from 3 o'clock this morning onwards, and what are we at now, 7:30 in the morning. So buzzing. I'm going to get them babies out and show you what we got on the mat. Catch you in a bit. Sorry about the sunlight. This is about the only place where I could do pictures out the wind and where I'm not getting dappled sunlight. Anywhere else there's so many woodlands behind me, it'd just be dappled sunlight through, so I went for the full sunlight approach. And to get this one up, just weighed her and took some pictures. And she is a smidgen under 23 pound. Some right stunners to show you now. There you go. Almost a 23 pounder. Another winter carp on the bank. It's kicking off hard. Just goes to show when you get things right in winter, it's definitely worth getting out there and enjoying yourself on the bank. As long as you've got a little bivvy heater or whatever, keep yourself nice and warm, good clothing. It's a good crack, and the fish look epic. Beautiful colorations this time of year. And look at that big boilie eating monster. Another 20. I don't know how big the other 2 are, but we're going to check out. I've got a real special fish to show you at the end. A real special fish. Not a monster, but just a special one. Right, I'm going to slip her back, and I'll be back with part 2. Here's part 2. Got a lovely comment to show you this time. This one, 21, just over 21, sorry, just over 20 pounds and a half. So, yeah, I think it's about 20 pound 10 ounces. Real nice comment though, another 20. So far both for 20s, hopefully the third one will be. See if she's going to let me get her up, she's a bit lively. Keep low to the mat. The crap in this mat is unreal. I just picked her up a second ago for a pick, and the amount of enzyme that just poured out of its arse is pretty unbelievable for this time of year, considering the enzymes of fish meal. There you go, look, another 20 pounder on the bank. This one looks almost like it's mated with a ghost carp or something. Still buzzing all the same. Great winter action. Lovely colorations on it. Another 20 on the bank. What a session. Absolutely loving life. Looks like I'm going to pick this year up just where I left off last year. On fire. Buzzing. Right, I'm not going to keep her out of the water too long because my hands are freezing. It's time to get to the golden gem now. I'll be back in a sec. Here she is, an original 20-pound mirror in good nick as well. It's got a good mouth. Some of the mouths in here over the years have been a bit damaged, because obviously they've grown on in here since a young size, and people used to fish with them for like on fin line and stuff. And there used to be quite a few snags in, which are no longer in here. This is an old mirror, and this would have been one of the first fish ever put into this lake all them years ago. It's only 23 pounder. It's not a giant, but it's so black it's unbelievable. Its mouth's so nice, and it's a proper old character. The sun's not going to do it much justice. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And she feels old when you hold her. It's like a dinosaur. She feels all real soft in places and a bit bendy and a bit kinked out at the back. Absolute stunning old character, this one. Bit of a goggle eye on the right side here. Proper made up with this one, I really am. This is the icing on the cake. This is what I wanted to come for. I thought if I was lucky enough to get one of the original old mirrors, and there we are, another 23 pounder. I think that's 620s this session, in what, less than, well, by the time I go home it'll be 40 hours. And we've still got about 5 hours left before we've got to head off. And wow, what an absolute stunning winter carp. Loving it. This is why I do it, for these old girls. It's not about size all the time, is it? It's about character, stories. Loving it. I'm going to turn around. Little speckled scales all down this side, right at the back. Like I say, anywhere else but full sunlight would have been dappled sunlight, which you don't want lines going across the fish, so I had no choice but to get full sunlight. There she is again, the other side. Absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. Absolutely made up. Sorry if you can't hear me now, the wind's really picked up. Wow, I could hold this fish forever. Put her back. She's been very kind. Been real good. Hasn't even flipped once. So you know she's an old girl. But yeah, we'll have a catch up in her soon, and I'm going to get her back and stick some brekkie on. See you in a bit. Right guys, that's it for this series. Thanks for watching and staying tuned throughout. It's a bit windy, sorry if you can't hear me. The only thing left for me to do is say goodbye and pull these little babies out. Been a great session, really enjoyed myself. It's been absolutely chucking it down for a while now. So a little break in the weather gives me time to quickly get shit packed up and hit the road. Time for me to start thinking about where to go next. I've got a good idea, so I'm going to give the bailiff a call and see how we get on, and fingers crossed you'll see me there next week. Catch you in a bit.